Tuesday. Whew, okay, the week has officially started. And
Ended.
started.
Ended.
So why are you hoping for
Ended.
the week to end? We just
Tuesday
started.
ends the week.
There's still a few checks I still need to collect this week before it ends.
Tuesday ends the week for me.
Really?
It's ended.
Okay.
I can't wait for next week. It's ended already.
Well, something we really want to end is this back and forth between Nigeria and South Africa. You know, there's always something in the news, in the headlines, online especially, about, you know, South Africans and Nigerians. And I feel like somewhere along the line, we're going to have to find some kind of balance. Winfrey brought to our attention the fact that there's something else happening now. And I was like, okay, I was just going to let her talk about it, because I'm just, after the Miss Universe thing, I was just done.
I mean, yes, I mean, a lot of people were done. But the truth is, I mean, when it comes to something that is literally at the helm of affairs, because sometime last week, we literally saw, I mean, I think you took it on the news.
Yeah.
There was literally a briefing. We had President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa in a meeting talking about how to simplify ties between Nigerians, right? Between Nigeria as a country, of course, for economic and social benefits and all of that.
And then the visa ban, I think, well, no, it's not a ban. It wasn't a very.
It wasn't a ban, but it was a very, very unreasonable, stringent, and all of that. So that was actually eased. So what now happens is that you don't need to send in your passport, your passport for if you're trying to apply as a Nigerian for a South African visa. And also, I think they stopped giving 5-year visa. But now, so he spoke about how, okay, fine, if you actually qualify as a tourist or a business person, you would actually be giving a 5-year visa if you qualify. I'm actually, I think this was even quite interesting to me because I literally, my husband literally applies for South African visa quite often because once upon a time, he used to have to train there every 6 months. And it was actually very funny because sometimes they actually give you 3 months visa. Considering the fact that you are going there in the next 6 months, where's the sense in that? You get, so you have to reapply and all of, sometimes they will give you 3 weeks.
Wow.
Do you understand? Like, so it was just unreasonable. So imagine the visa fees every single time you have to apply. And these are things that literally just hamper, I mean, economic growth and bilateral ties between nations. So, I mean, the announcement, it was surprising because actually nobody actually thought, oh, the president would actually do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, of course, we know President Tinubu has literally been going round trying to simplify ties between Nigeria and a lot of other countries. So South Africa was actually one of those. But then again, at that, the response South Africa could give was that, oh, he should resign.
Who should resign exactly?
Because
who should resign?
Oh, Ramaphosa should.
So they're calling for Ramaphosa to
step down as president.
Why?
Because so according to them, he's selling the country short for his own greedy needs.
Oh, wow.
You have Nigerians. Take, for example, beautiful lady here. Do you know what it means to have her in South Africa?
Wow.
The jobs, the men,
wow,
everything.
Speaking about men.
No, I'm being honest. It's a big problem.
Really?
That's one of the major beasts, right? So they're talking about how Nigerian ladies, even one of the, actually there was a comment I actually wanted to read.
Yeah.
It was one of the Nigerian, South African men actually commented that it's nobody's fault. He actually just went straight there because he actually knew that was actually one of the major problems.
It is.
It's nobody's fault that if Nigerian men come to South Africa and then they actually go after the girls are all crazy about them. Do you understand? Because he's saying if he comes to Nigeria and he literally told the Nigerian baby and she agrees, whose business is this? Do you understand? But we know it's a thing because African ladies are actually after Nigerian men.
The way you are saying it, I don't know how to feel.
It's so interesting.
It's true now.
The way the Nigerian men apparently treat women in South Africa is a lot different to how they are treated by their men. That's what we've heard from the women. They've said this on social media in different posts and videos.
Yes.
You know,
I think it's even beyond the treating.
What is it?
We love to spend.
As long as even the spending. There's just something about Nigerian men.
I had to add we.
Have you ever had a conversation with a South African girl before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and how did it go?
I mean, brilliant. You hear them say things like, "Oh, we love your men. They love to spend. They're always caring."
Wow.
You know, I think it's also because of how the South African work system is, where they're always working. They really don't have time.
Yeah.
Nigerians really just go there to chill, to relax,
and
find
and lavish.
and lavish. You know, so that's basic.
Wow. Are you sure that's
It's not about time. It's not about time. Eh? Do they work more
That's
hours?
what she said now.
Do they work more hours?
Yeah.
Stop it.
But you know, you can actually, some people would actually say when you work so much, it's all activity if you don't
Yeah.
bring the results in.
So that's the thing. So I don't think is that the men don't want to
They
spend.
don't understand romance.
It's not even that. Nigeria is too much. Let's admit it.
We
What is it?
overdo.
Have you seen any Nigerian men world over? Okay, as far as the Emirates, of course. Nigerian men, they are big spenders.
Yes,
do you
we are.
understand? And
Yes,
it's
we
a
are.
cultural.
We are.
You look at, I mean, it's a
thing.
cultural thing. Do you
Yeah.
get? We give a lot. We literally give, and even the women too. We give.
We give. Oh.
not good.
We are actually.
No, we actually
givers.
give.
We actually
I give a lot. You
It
know.
And the
could be
vibe.
in
I could
some,
probably tell you,
some
like,
people
stories.
would probably term it showing off, but it has become a part of our culture, even
True.
to at least thankfully to ourselves as well. Even during celebrations,
Weddings, do you understand? Yeah.
events, you know, we are big spenders. But I think there's something that needs to be said about them calling for their president to resign just because he's having conversations with another country's president on improving trade. Now, these are the two biggest nations, in quotes, in Africa, if you don't count Egypt as Africa. Some people count Egypt as the Middle East, you know. But in terms of economic growth, GDP, in terms of the amount of money that is being, amount of imports, exports going back and forth, South Africa and Nigeria are it. And if they are not together, you know what that means for the whole of Africa? You're pulling Africa back probably another decade if those two countries are not working together.
So I also think another issue here is actually on jobs. So a lot of them are complaining that when Nigerians or, you know, or people from other countries come into their country,
Yeah.
they come over and take their jobs.
Okay.
And it's an issue for them because they don't also get jobs. So it's more about how Nigerians are more hardworking, and how Nigerians always find a way around
Yeah,
it. So
I actually like that. Exactly. So I was actually going to talk about the fact that Nigerians are everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have the best jobs, the best positions.
Yeah.
Recently, anyways, I can't remember the details, so let me just leave it out. We have the best positions,
Yeah.
World Bank being an example,
Yeah.
like around the world. And then you will not blame that on the Nigerians that have decided to put their head down and work. People that have
And
actually
study.
lived
And-
in South Africa, to be very honest, at the expense of literally saying something that's going to cause problem. They say South Africans are lazy.
Well,
But
that's
the-
what,
I'm just
But
saying.
you're only
Do you understand?
quoting
They
the-
actually
you're-
say
you're
South
only-
Africans are lazy. So when Nigerians come in to do the work and they put in the work because they know where they're coming from and they don't want to go back there. Do you understand? Then they have a problem with it because they.
But the sad reality is that you're
cutting
cutting their chance slim. For every Nigerian that is really hardworking, which is a great thing for us, but it's bad for them, is that you're cutting their own chance slim of
Are you
getting
joking?
that
Do you
job.
know how many South African countries are in Nigeria?
so
The yellow brand.
yeah,
There's causing problems everywhere.
there are
Do you
companies
know
from
how
South
many-
Africa
So that's
who
the
are
thing.
gaining from
A lot from
our
Nigeria, and we don't
population
push
and
them
our
away. Yes.
But it's not just about South Africa now. All over the world, Nigerians are thriving. They're entering spaces and creating communities and building,
Yes.
which is kind of, should we call it intimidating for a lot of people?
Yes,
It
but
is.
it
It is
should be
intimidating.
something for them to work on.
Yeah.
Use it as an inspiration. You see, amazing. There's some amazing youngsters that have been doing some amazing things in robotics, in
Yes.
biology, in
Yes.
science.
Tech.
It's
Yes.
it's
So now, so
incredible.
the South Africans that work at work, when you see the entrepreneurs, they're actually very sharp and they take advantage of the Nigerian market, labor market, to actually work for them and get the result they want. So now, if you have the young South Africans being that dedicated and committed to literally grow themselves, that won't be a problem. Now, speaking about this, now, why other parts of the world, why are they saying open their door, Nigerians becoming?
Yeah.
Becoming. Do you understand? They see it as a tool, but they are seeing, looking from another angle, which doesn't necessarily make sense. And I think that the idea of what is important is for policies to be made. What kind of policies now? For instance, there's some parts of the world that until their people, they check all the lists and see that their people are employed, they don't employ any other national. Now, that is not our Nigerians' fault. That is there for them to set their own policies and do
Is
that type of
it
thing.
just me, or you actually sound like you were great at debate in secondary school?
We're good. Well, she's actually a lawyer, that's why.
For real?
So you need to.
Wow. Wow, guys.
You see now, imagine fine girl lawyer. Imagine her going to South Africa and taking all their jobs. You know what? We have to take a quick break now, but we'd love to hear your thoughts on social media. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC and tag us Wake Up Nigeria TVCE. Let's go.